to say initially it was fairly daunting to be landed with the responsibility that was coming through from the ministerial order, and that whole sense of how we're going to meet this. Once we started to drill down into it, it proved to be manageable. VRQA briefing was handy. And I think it really took momentum here at St Patrick's when we made up our child safety team. And we put that together and we started to get our heads around, okay, what is it that we've already got in place and what is it that we need to do next? Very fortunate that we have a highly supportive staff and a highly supportive parent community as well. So as these initiatives started to come through, they were fully behind them. They understood the thinking behind why we needed to have a safe environment. Yes, it's mandated, and of course therefore we need to do it, but our community really wanted to make a statement about this. We saw there was an opportunity for us to improve our practice, but realistically we knew that things could improve and we had an ability to do that, and we wanted our kids to be as safe as they possibly could.
We found the project it really met our needs of what we needed, both for child safety and for student voice. It really allowed the kids to have a say in what made them feel safe at school.
Well, I felt like it was a great opportunity, not just for me but for the other group of students that participated, because our voices got heard, because the teachers, they don't have conversations with us that much and they don't really know how students feel that much, so it just gave us a chance to speak of how we feel at school.
During the program it helped me and probably a lot of other students feel empowered, because we had our say in what we were doing and it wasn't just teachers deciding that's the last say. We actually felt like we changed the school and our ideas could mean something.
The students came up with particular issues that made them feel safe, things like having boundaries around. They wanted things like to know about evacuation drills, to have a variety of evacuation drills. They like to know where teachers are on the playground, just anything that made them feel safe.
Well, not many kids get that opportunity to speak of how they feel, but we got the opportunity to speak to teachers. Like, there was a time booked in for us, everything was organised for us to speak about it.
And when the opportunities came up to participate in some of the initiatives that we took under our student wellbeing umbrella, it just linked in really nicely, and we could see here's a way of us empowering our kids to feel safe themselves, not having to have it done to them. They could really take some leadership in the project.
When we did it, when we did the staff meeting, they were listening to us.
The students felt safe when they're knowing that there's a boundary at school, that they're in here with teachers and they're safe.
And they felt safe when they were with friends and teachers.
Students have to feel comfortable about being safe at school. If they don't, they're not going to learn. They need to feel connected to their school, they need to feel safe at school. And just getting them to have their say on what made them feel safe at school empowered them, but also gave staff a greater idea of what we could do to keep on supporting them and making sure that everybody, because we often hear from the students who are typically seen to be the more vocal and active students in school, and maybe not so much from those ones who are a little bit more quiet, reserved, and the project really gave a chance for everybody who was in their level to participate and have a say and have their voice, which we found really empowering for the kids, but great for the staff as well.
Yeah, I think this program helps kids who are a lot shyer than some other people, because they can actually make a difference, because a lot of people are shy because when they speak they feel like their say is just bounced back and not cared about. So I feel like if they realise that what they say is important, then they can get a lot out of it.
We got a sense that this wasn't just something the kids were having done to them, they really embraced it. After the staff meeting that they ran for us, Sarah and I touched base together and got a real sense of these kids were passionate. They wanted to continue it, they wanted to start to drive it. And so that ability to listen to student voice became quite easy because they were providing it. We didn't have to go seeking as far.
So because you were coming out today, I was preparing the grade 6s for some of the questions that you might ask, and we spoke about how they felt about the project, and their concern was, well, what happens when we go? So they were already thinking about how they can get grade 5s, grade 4s and grade 5s in on what we've already worked on to keep the momentum going, which gives us proof that what we have been doing is working with our students, and it is them leaving their legacy and really getting that to continue and be embedded in what we do at our school.
Our challenge was probably to involve a greater group of students. So we had our key student leaders involved from our student action teams. But once they spread the word with their peers, we had a lot of kids who really wanted to be involved and have their say in how they could feel safe at our school.
So there were probably two key things that drove what we did last year with student safety and student voice, and they were the Students as Researchers pilot project with Catholic Education Melbourne and our work with Vic SRC, and we did Teach the Teacher. So the kids were really empowered to share what was important to them, and they took it to a staff meeting and they led a staff meeting with teachers, and that all teachers were on board hearing what was important to the kids, what they valued, what made them feel safe, and then we made commitments as a staff as what we could do to further make our kids feel safe. So that's something that we really want to embed in our school. We saw real value in it, both from the students saw value in it, but all the staff too.
Well, we talked about gossiping and bullying at our staff room meeting and how students feel about it and if it's going on now, so it helped the teachers be aware that if there's that problem, that if we're struggling with it, they can help us.
I'm lucky. I feel like I'm a little bit of a custodian of this school. I've inherited, luckily, a fantastic community, a really highly supportive staff, and kids that they blow you away with what they can come up with. It's a really great community. You can sum it up really simply in that safe kids are happy kids, and safe kids will learn. So if they feel really clear about what the boundaries are, they're really clear about what they can do to impact their own safety, if they know there's caring adults around them that are genuinely looking out for them, if they hear the dialogue between their parents and the school, they feel safe, they're much happier, they're more likely to learn and engage.
Being Catholic, we know that Jesus is watching over us, and if we make a mistake, he's not going to be angry with us. Like, he's just there, he's guiding us to extra support.